you think? Good.
You know, when you're younger, everyone seems to tell you that you can't do what you want or have it your way until you get older. They'll tell you when you get older or when you have your own place, you can do all these different things the way that you want to do them. So you kind of hold on to that. That's something to look forward to. And they don't tell you that when you, or by the time you do get older, a lot of times that ship has sailed. So there's a very interesting picture where it was talking about energy, time, and money. So when you're young, you have a lot of time and energy, but no money. When you're in your middle age, you have a lot of, or we should say, you have money and energy, but no time. And then when you get older, you have the money and time, but no energy to do it. And I find this interesting that I spent most of my youth looking forward to something greater, waiting to experience life and all it has to offer, and deferring a lot of my hopes and dreams and desires and wants for the future. It'll happen later. It'll come later. I'll get it later. I'll do it later. And they don't tell you that life beats you down the older you get. You're working full-time job or 2 jobs or 3 jobs. You're sacrificing all of your free time to work to gain more money. But the bills get bigger, the debt mounts, gets deeper, to the point where all you can think about is working more just to catch up. Not even to get ahead, just to catch up. Once you're caught up, a lot of people have a kid. And there you go. It's not a big secret that I'm not a fan of money. The whole concept of money introduces the concept of credit or debt. And once you can leverage debt against somebody in the form of credit or whatever, you basically own them. You own their ass. They will never be free. It's a modern form of slavery. The things that I've had to do and done and think about doing just to make more money, to break even, is absolutely insane. And there's never enough money. At least for a person like me, and I'm not atypical. I'm pretty normal in the fact that as soon as I get more money or extra money, it gets spent on something that I want for once. Because I don't really care for money or whatnot, I'm pretty loose and free at giving it away in terms of buying things or going to do different things or whatever. I would rather trade the money for the experience, meaning I want the experience, but it's going to cost me money. And that always kind of burns me, because with that mindset, or that, it's not even like a laziness, it's almost like a discipline problem or lack of discipline. It causes me a lot of issues, like where I want to do something but other people can't afford to do it. So instead of just doing different things by myself, I'll pay for two people to do it, so I get somebody to do it with me. And I don't really get a lot of that ever reciprocated. A lot of that falls back into like that old hierarchy of like the man pays for dates and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like there's more to that. You know, in the old days, you know, the man would work, provide, make the money, pay the bills, and the woman would kind of do everything else. We got this new movement, like the with the equality and all that sort of stuff, where the women want to have their freedom, and they want to, you know, have the kids, but they want, you know, the dad to do his equal share with the kids and all that. But the other loads aren't really the same. You know, somebody posted just within the last day on Facebook, and they said, if you remove sex, a lot of people have nothing to offer. And that really resonated with me, because, like, with all of the other factors and stuff, like when I analyze a person or a mate or a woman or whatever, a lot of those other factors are turnoffs, to the point where like I don't even really care about sex or the sex, and that's definitely not like a goal, because like you remove that part, what do they have to bring to the table? Every woman I've dated brings massive boatloads of debt, brings insane car issues where they're completely upside down on their car loans. Like even one I dated had sold her used car to buy another used car, but was upside down on the first car. So rolled that negative equity into the second car that was used, no warranty, and basically had even worse negative equity in terms of being upside down. I know this is gonna sound sexist and terrible, but I haven't met a woman that can cook. It's insane. Majority of the women that I've dated don't even, are barely clean. And these are women that don't even have children that I've dated. And that really concerns me. It's like you want to add another kid or a new kid or something into this mix. How are you going to manage that? Like if you can't even just cook a meal for yourself, it's very interesting. I don't, and literally every woman that I've dated doesn't even care about their fitness. Like that's definitely a new age thing, man. Like back in the day, like women worked out. They did the stair stepper routines. They did the Jane Fonda routines, and that was in the 80s. And before then, it was even worse. You know, there was another picture I saw where like they're like, oh, 30 years ago, you know, skinny person with a huge computer monitor, and then now it's a huge person with a tiny, you know, laptop monitor. But it's true. So, like, you remove the sex, and it's like you can't cook, you barely clean, you complain about all of those things, and massive amounts of debt, and you have no regard for your health. You just eat just absolute shit food and everything else and think it's funny. As you get older, that's not funny. Your body adapts to that. You're never going to lose that weight. I've dated people too where watching television is at the top priority. I don't understand that. Before, you know, being able to pay the bills, and before their health, and before their fitness, and before taking care of other household things, watching television. And I feel like this is why I'm unhappy. I mean, I feel like this goes deeper than the divorce, and deeper than, you know, the court stuff, and deeper than, you know, missing Grant when he's not around, or deeper than missing, like, my spouse when they're not around. I feel like times have changed, and I'm just like a lost ship. I'm just sitting there like, I don't know. So many women that I've dated are really, 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 really receptive to the idea of being a stay-at-home mom. They get really excited about that and think that they're going to be good at it, great at it, and all this stuff. But not a single one has designed and set up their life to facilitate that. They've amassed insane, incredibly huge amounts of debt, and then just expect to not have to work to pay that off on their own. And having a child of my own, this new trend or mindset really, really concerns me, because it's normal now for your kid to live with you until they're 30 or 35. It's normal for the parents to have to pay for the kids' bills. It's normal for the kids not to even pay the parents' rent. And I'm just completely dumbfounded by this. I don't know how to break that cycle, or how to push and train Grant to not follow in those footsteps. And I'm almost, the more and more I think about it, I'm almost thinking that college is the issue. As bad as that sounds, I'm a huge proponent of extended learning and in college education and the whole college experience, but something's got to give. You know, kids coming out of college with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 in student loans to get a job that pays $35, maybe $40,000 a year. And, you know, I just, and this like sense of entitlement where these kids, they don't feel like it's their responsibility to just take care of business on their own. It seems to me like it's harder and harder to find kids that work 2, 3 jobs at once. I mean, even for college, I think they're now specifying like more than 12 credit hours full time. Full time. And you talk to a kid, you're like, oh yeah, I'm working. Um, I'm going to school full time. You know, I got 12 or 14 credit hours, and you know, I'm working like 20 hours at this place or whatever. I'm like, that's not really that much. You're not really pushing yourself. So I'm not sure what the answer is. I the more and more I think about it, I think one of the trades where you get paid to go to school, you get, you know, the tradesmen will kick and beat the shit out of, you know, the college notion or idea of college, except it's literally college. They go to classrooms, they learn in a classroom setting, they do hands-on practical training or whatever. It's the exact same fucking experience, except they don't necessarily charge you. I think they even pay you while you're attending all this. Um, but then you come out and make potentially a lot more money. It's union, so it's typically more protected, and you don't have that debt. I mean, that's a fucking house. $100,000 in debt? That's a house. That's all that I can think. I think that that's got to be the answer. And like it just really really bothers me that meme that I saw that said you remove sex and most people don't have anything to offer. I don't know. I got to figure out a better way moving forward on how to financially structure my life. And what I've been doing as of late is spending more money and more stuff on myself versus other people because that money's gone or that whatever it's just blown away, man, when you invest in someone else. And I'm really worried that that idea or concept will translate over to my own kid. You know, I'm going to spend this money or spend all this whatever investing in my son, and I don't know. All right, little shop of horrors. All right. Thank you.